welcome. I'm Devin Shelgren. Why don't you guys come on inside and check out my black and gold Steeler crib, Steel-topia. On the ceiling, what we have is in chronological order all the different Steeler games that we went to. I don't know if you can see the patches or not on there, but they're dated. We have Thank You, Ben, some of the places we've taken our terrible towel. Those are wedding napkins from Ben and Ashley's wedding. You got the Men of Steel, just like in the tunnel at Heinz Field. You walk out, you tap that, you're ready for the game. In here is the restroom. We, of course, got Steeler stuff in there too, and we got our shipping in of toilet paper, so we got that. This is a game ball from the Saints game back in 2018. My lovely wife recognized Danny Smith and I approached him. This is obviously our last name here, but then all the different Steelers that we've met throughout our fandom. I call him Steeler Bob because he's a gentleman. He sold me his season tickets, and so that's how the guest started. Here's a Ravens textile. It works most of the time. Here's where you can get some beverages for your tour around the man cave here. At some point in time, I'm sure all these people are going to be in the Hall of Fame. The majority of them already are. Ben's the only player that is not. 3 coaches since 1969, and all 3 of them are going to go in the Hall of Fame. How does that happen? You know, when the Steelers get inside the 20, you pop that on, get them in the red zone. We got Chuck Noll, we got Jack Lambert, Larry Brown, our offensive tackle. Before that, he was a tight end. We have the last game at Three Rivers. We have the first game, Heinz Field. This is how far I am from Heinz Field, which is better than the 1,000 or so miles I was when I lived in Austin, Texas. And you got Iron Mike behind Terry. It should be the other way around, but just, you know, kind of put them together. This is very near and dear to my heart because this was my first Father's Day present, and this was also the last AFC Central championship. Meemaw's Corner, when my late mother gave me either things for Christmas that were Steelers or gave me money, I would earmark that money and make sure that I bought, you know, Steeler stuff, and so I could remember her like this. We got Lawrence Timmons and Lamar Woodley, Tomlin's first 2 draft picks. We got a Troy football. We have the Steeler dartboard here. Sometimes you might miss the dartboard. To protect my wall, I wanted to make sure, we had something there to protect it. This football was retired when, right when Willie Parker broke off his 75-yard touchdown run. I jumped up and I ripped it in half. But the game wasn't over yet, so I had to run in the garage and duct tape it back together because I didn't want to jinx the Steelers, that's for sure. We have it where it all started. We got the Rooneys, we got the Chief, and we got Dan. This gentleman is Jim O'Brien. I'm sure he doesn't need too much introduction for the Pittsburgh faithful. But on page 311 in here, my lovely wife and I are mentioned for 2 paragraphs. These aren't real, but they're fun. Quick shout out to my buddy who made this for me for my 50th birthday. Made me a flask with the different Steeler names on there. This is Vance McDonald, very, very famous play. He's stiff-arming the guy. Well, this is his face mask that he wore, not in that game, but in training camp and in a couple preseason games. Yeah, so we've all heard about Steeler Nation being, nationwide. That's true. I grew up on a little farm in Iowa, and I remember that I was either 8 or 10 when I became a Steeler fan, probably right around there, and I just always have been since. I moved to Texas, and everything you saw here, about 90% of that was in Texas with me. Several decades of birthdays, Father's Days, anniversary gifts, you name it. It's like, wow, everybody's looking at this cave like it's a big deal. There's so many great caves I got out in PA. It's fantastic when somebody from, the Steelers, comes out and says, hey, that's a great cave, we'd like to talk to you about it. The Rooneys have owned the Steelers since its inception in 1933. And, it's a family thing, it's a tradition thing. I'm big on that. After the tour, there's always an optional Terry Bradshaw bourbon shot. It's a little early in the day, but, we earned it. Of course, you got to do a shot out of a Super Bowl glass. You got to salute Terry behind you. Cheers. Thanks for coming to Steel-topia. Have a great day.